Good day, guys. Hi. Today I'm gonna teach you guys how to replace the diesel filter or the fuel filter in Nissan Navara D40. Before I begin to replace it, I have two different kind of diesel filters. Just want to give a little brief of each doing what is what. Let me begin with the by the way, I have only genuine two different type of diesel filters. So I have this filter, which is the nonsense diesel filter. Uh, basically this have in the inlet, and then so this is inlet, and then this is the feed to the injector pump, and this is the reserve, or basically they say the back leak, which goes from this to the back to the fuel tank. So these are the part number of this inline fuel filter. And I also have the another other filter with me. So basically this is written with the Nissan and then the part number. So the box is a bit different, and but it does the same job. And I also have the I don't have the box in this because I just removed it from another vehicle. So this filter looks the same, but the return line tube is a bit bigger than the regular inline filters, as you can see here. So if you are replacing with non-filters one to the non-sensors sensors one to the non-sensors filter, you may need to replace the fuel pipe as well, because this is uh, a bit big than the other two, right? So this has the sensor, inbuilt in sensor. I'll show you guys where to connect it, and most of the Nissan Navaras you may not seeing it, and but you will see just hanging a power socket. So there are different advantage and disadvantage by having the sensors type of fuel filter. The In fact, if you talk about the advantage, so basically it gives you the indicator of the water level, if there are water mix in the to the tank from the inner moisture. And there are different way of collecting or mixing the water into the fuel tank. And if the fuel comes into the filter, so basically this gives the indication of the water level on the on a filter, so where you can see it on the dashboard. And it basically highlight into two different colors. The amber color is the first warning, and then the red color is the extremely So I'm gonna teach you guys how to replace the fuel filter. Before I begin to tell you how to replace, what you need to do is you need to understand the fuel supply line. So basically this is the supply line which comes from the fuel tank, and then it gets stopped near a prime pump. So basically this is the prime pump. In most of the UK, Nissan Navaras having this kind of primer pump, where you can pump it in case if you have stuck in with the air pressure, etc. And so from the prime pump, I'll just in a bit I'll explain you how the prime pump works. From the prime pump, it get connected, supply to the filter inlet. From the filter inlet, and it goes inside and then get filtered, and then the from the filter it goes back to the return line, goes back to the fuel pump. And from the fuel pump, there's a return line which is excess fuel, goes back via this pipe through the there's a small valve in here back to the fuel tank. So basically you need to understand only two or three components or three hoses in the fuel filter, which is the supply ones, which sits towards to the engine bay side or towards the inside, the main supply line that comes from the fuel tank, and then filtered, and then back to the pump, which sit towards your side when you're standing. And there's a two little 10 millimeter hose. These are the return line, goes back to the fuel pump. So I have shown you guys as a filter that comes with the sensor. So you probably have seen there is a little in my case I've been using this for to get the power supply over here. So there is a little socket hanging around. So this is the socket that needs to plug into the other filter, which has the sensor, and then where it will get show you the water level if it is in the fuel filter. So just to talk about the prime pump. So this is the Nissan genuine prime pump, or some people used to call it a kick pump. So this is basically the kick pump, and this has the NRV, or called non-return valve. And keep in mind all the time, so when you're fixing or when you're replacing the prime pump, there's a kind of a yellow tap out. This has to be placed in towards the outside or towards to the filter side, where you can see what I have fixed right now here. So it gets supply over here, and then supply back to the filter. What it does, it has the in here there is a non-return valve, where the fuel will not get returned back to the fuel tank, right? So what you do is, when you priming or when you just squeezing it, it basically help to pull the fuel from the tank towards to fill up the towards the filter, to fill up the fuel in the filter. Example, if you experience in lacking of power, lacking of fuel, get sucked sucked into the filter. So what you need to do is need to just loose up this fuel cap, the drainer cap, and then prime it here. Just squeeze the ball, so you can see if there are water. So obviously you can see the water is just spilling out. So if you have a lack of starting in the morning, lack of start, and so what you need to do is, first thing what you have to do is, you need to prime it up. So prime it up till it get hard, like this. Keep in mind, so when you try to prime it up while the engine is start, it will never get primed up. It will never get stuck in here. It will never get hard over here. So in order to experience that, you have to stop the engine and then prime it up. From this, all what you need to have is, you need to have the 6mm wrench, 8mm wrench, a plier, and a Phillips screwdriver. So here I have two different type of clips being here. This is the reason I want to have the different type of tools here. So for this clip it needs a 6mm, and for this 8mm, and this is a clip where you have to have a plier to loosen it up and pull it off. Let's see, if I have them I'm going to change them, but in identically you need to have the 6mm tool to do it. What we're gonna do is, first I'm gonna end of the day you have to remove all four hoses at once. And first I'm going to remove all these four hoses, and then loosen up the fuel holder, filter holder, and then take off the filter. Actually this is a good filter. It's not being driven more than 500 kilometers after replacing this from the recent service, but for me to demonstrate how you guys need to replace it, so this was the main reason I'm replacing this with the genuine Nissan fuel filter. So let's begin to do that. So once you loosen it, just pull off the main suction line, and from the filter to the fuel pump and the return line, and finally I'm gonna hook this up and then remove the return line from the other side. Yes, now all done. So let's take the filter off by untightening this the bracket from the bracket. So here you have to take off this 10mm bolt which has been tightened the filter, and then gently take it off. So I decided to replace this fuel filter. So it's nothing, all looks the same and it does everything the same. So I'm gonna replace this, and as you can see it's very straightforward one. Let's hook it up and see. So gently fix the filter and tighten up the filter with the bracket, and fix the first hose, which is the oil fuel supply line. So just wanted to let you guys know, look at that, there's a crack right in this hose. So it is very dangerous and it's very unsuccessful filter replacements. What you have to do is just since you have the enough length of the filter, just cut it from here and then insert it as a new, because this has been dried and then there's a crack, so there are enough chances of air suction into the line. So in that case probably you will experience, after replacing the filter, lack of power, it gets stuck and then it's a limping mode and etc. So this is the main reason to limp mode. So therefore have clear cut and then have the use the proper hose clip to tighten them up. Simply look at this, how this has been crashed into that. So this is being using for a couple of years, I would say. So the replacement has not been touched the hoses, right? So this is the main reason, because even if you try to tie it more, it will never get tight, and then there are chances of air leak into the fuel system. So keep in mind that when you want to replace the filter, look after the hose and then cut them off and then have it freshly inserted. Go in. So once again, keep in mind the supply line which has connected the prime pump, which is on your left hand side when you sit from the right hand side fender side, or basically from the driving side, and inside this. I'm going to take off the camera because I'm alone here, so I need to push it hard, and then from the filters to the supply line to the injector pump, that has to be going most the right one. So I have fixed the main supply to the filter line, and from the filter to the fuel pump or injector pump line. These are the main lines. So I'm going to fix the return line now, which is come from the injector pump, as well as from the back leak return rail line. So it is basically get connected from here. So this is the pipe. So this is basically a copper or aluminium pipe that get connected from the return line. Apparently I have not removed this, otherwise I would have shown you, but there are many videos that you can see which I have done in the past. So before you connect this cable, this hose, please inspect the same thing, because right now I have sharpened it, and fix both the side and then connect them back to the filter. Right, and then tie them up. I don't have the clip right now, so but if you're replacing, if you don't have this kind of clip, try to replace it with the this kind of tightened clip, and then this you can tie it into a hand feel, and this also don't give a more weight in that, because this is a plastic tip which get easily be broken. So basically now if you have successfully replaced the fuel filter, connected the hoses. Now you should not start the engine, because before you start you need to prime it. You basically need to squeeze this ball until it gets loaded, because it needs to fill up the diesel into the, so you have to prime till it get hard. Just a couple of more seconds, so it get hard actually now. So that means the fuel has been filled into the filter and it's ready to rock and roll. So now let's start and see whether we experience any limp. Boom, there you go. In one and the this is basically for the Nissan Navara UK model or BSK model, but in Thailand model, right now I don't have the filter, but I have done a couple of videos in the past which I will be adapting this to this case, where you will see a difference between UK and then the Thailand one. Basically in Thailand fuel system, so there are two filters. One filter comes here as a pre-filter, and then the actual filter gets connected here, and the prime is totally different than this. Before I wind up, I just want to show you the connection from the filters to the injector pump. I'm not going to talk about much because I've already done a video on injector pump. So from the filter out, it gets supplied to here from the fuel line, and this is the bypass line between the two pistons inside the injector pumper. So and then this is the supply line to the common rail or the fuel rail line, and this is the return line which get connected to the filters on the other side, right? මේක එනවා ඩීසල් ෆිල්ටර්ස් දෙකක් එනවා ෆ්‍රී ෆිල්ටර් එකක් එනවා වම් අත පැත්තේ ඔය දකුණු අත පැත්තේ ගැලන් එකක් ගත්තොත් එහෙම ඊට පස්සේ එනවා ඇක්චුවල් ෆිල්ටර් එක මේක තමයි මේකේ නේ ප්‍රයිමර් එක එහෙම නැත්නම් කික් පම්ප් එක ඒක එන්නේ මේ ප්‍රයිමර් හවුසින් එකටම එන්නේ. So since I remove this filter, let me show you guys how it looks like inside. So here we have the bypass line which get the pump get one return line get connected here. So you can take this off. It's a bit tightened, I have loosened it before, so it's nothing, because even return line also have the little filter inside, because otherwise all the dirt will get sucked back to the fuel tank. And I'm gonna clip this off and then see how it is looks like inside. I just want you guys to see how it looks like inside the filter and how the diesels are get filtered and then supplied to the fuel tank. So this filter was using a couple of like less than 500 kilometers, but still look how the dirt's inside the filter. Still we cannot trust the fuel available in the market. So therefore you have, it is your responsibility to change the filter on a regular basis, at least on every 15 to 20,000 kilometers, and then at least in every 10,000, or sorry, every 1,000 kilometers you have to drain the water level or drain the fuel by loosening up the cap. So I'm just going to show you guys, this is there's a lot of water in the tank, and then on the filter eventually we had to replace the fuel compressor because all the pistons have been damaged due to this scenario. So it's very it's highly recommended to replace the filter on time, at least on every 15 to 20,000 kilometers, unless otherwise you tend to use only the super diesel.